So let's see the different type of a neuron. So what is a neuron? Neurons are the cell, or it is otherwise called a nerve cell, which will be helping to receive the signals from the brain. So the neuron will be having a lengthiest structure. It will be having three major parts: cell body, axon and a dendrite. Cell body will be carrying the genetic information. Axon is a tail-like structure that helps to connect the cell body and the telomere, and the dendrite is the area in which the impulses will be received. So the transmission of the impulses will be done with the help of chemical and electrical synapse. So we will see what are the different type of neuron. First will be called a sensory neuron. So these sensory neuron are in charge of translating external stimulus into internal stimulus. As we know that we are having different sense organs in our body. So these sense organs will be having certain kind of receptors: olfactory receptors, thermoreceptors, gustatory receptors. Likewise, different kind of receptors are present in the sense organ. So when the external stimulus will come, these receptors will be receiving the stimulus and it will be converted into internal stimulus. So this sensory input stimulate the sensory neuron, which will then send sensory information to the brain and to the spinal cord. So the sensory neuron will be helping to convert the external stimulus into internal stimulus and to send to the brain. Next is called motor neuron. So these are multipolar neuron that have axon that extended outside to the central nervous system. Multipolar in the sense they will be having multiple branches, and also it is the most common type of a neuron, and it is in charge of sending information from the brain to the muscle of the body. From the brain, they will be transferring the impulses after processing, and it will be sending to the muscles of the body to do the actions. Next is called interneuron. They are also a multipolar structure, and their axon connect only to sensory and motor neuron, in which this neuron is otherwise called a relay neuron. So when the impulses from the external stimulus will converted into internal stimuli, the sensory neuron will carry over these impulses to the interneuron. So the interneuron will help to pass the messages to the brain, and there the process will occur. Later what will happen? This relay neuron will transport the impulses to the motor neuron. So this is a function of an interneuron.